Hey, thanks for coming. Um, I have a couple things to update on. I'm going to do them in chronological order. I got a reminder on my phone this morning that it had been a year since I sent in my tooth impressions for Byte Aligners. And I think the last video I did on this was month or week 5. So what's happened over the last year is I did the first 10 weeks of Byte Aligners, and overall I was very happy with those. And once I got to week 10, because that was all they sent me in the first box, I reached out to Byte proactively. I think I was still in week 9 when I reached out, and I said, please send me my retainers. And the reason I reached out proactively is because I had seen other reviews where people said it took forever to get their retainers, and I wasn't trying to have a scenario like that. And Byte responded and said, oh, you didn't just get 10 weeks of aligners. Actually, it's closer to 24 weeks. We have 14 more sets to send you. But we'd like to do a bunch of photos to make sure you're on track before we send you those. And I wrote them back and included the photos, which they weren't quite lining up. They were off just a little bit. And that was not a big deal for me because they aligned enough to get my teeth to straighten. But another issue that I brought to their attention was something that didn't actually surprise me because I had visited plenty of orthodontists, and I didn't go into this with the mentality of it's going to be perfect and my smile is going to be flawless for $1,800. That wasn't there. It was, this is going to get my teeth straighter than they were, and they're going to look pretty much how they did when my braces came off. That was my goal. So what had happened is my front teeth at 10 weeks, my overjet has been pulled back, and if I'm not careful when I'm biting down, my lower teeth will hit the back of my top teeth. This is an absolute non-issue, like if I'm eating soft foods or doing anything that isn't impact sports, basically. If I'm doing impact sports, I'm definitely going to need a mouth guard, and I wear a mouth guard at night now because of that Byte alignment issue. And so when I told Byte this, I said, this is where I want to stop. I'm happy at these 10 weeks, and you're saying you can't send me the other 14 weeks of aligners because you don't like how they're tracking, so refund me for the last 14 weeks. And like the best response they had for that was, we're sorry, this is a custom medical program. Once it's been designed, we cannot refund you. And I'm just like, that is a fucking canned policy response if I ever heard one. But anyway, so then I said, well, what if you just gave me 14 sets of week number 10? So then I have a bunch of retainers. Or you just made me a retainer at week 10. And they didn't like that either. And the fact of the matter is my time is worth more than the back and forth. So I just dropped it. So that's where I'm at. Would I do the Byte again? Probably not. Would I recommend it to anyone over orthodontia? Probably not. Like, unless you have pretty minor changes, I think I would just assume go to an orthodontist and get it done right. So, personal experience, opinion there. Now, that being said, as soon as I finished the week 10 aligner, I took new impressions and I sent out to a different company, Clear Retain, and I had them ship me 4 different mouth guards / night guards. So it's essentially the same thing. It's a clear aligner, but it's a much more durable plastic. So then I wear those for jiu-jitsu or going to the gym or sleeping, anything else. And, you know, we'll see how that holds up over the next couple years. And if I don't like how it holds up, then I'll go see an orthodontist. All right, so that's where we are on that. In terms of jiu-jitsu, I have not been to jiu-jitsu in at least a month now. I think I came to the unfortunate or fortunate, as the case may be, conclusion that the 6 months I spent on jiu-jitsu were a significant deviation from all of my long-term goals. In spite of the fact that I absolutely loved it, and it was a great workout, and it was mentally stimulating and socially stimulating, like I loved just about everything about it. There's no real way, especially with the level of enthusiasm that I like to train with to avoid injury. And the jiu-jitsu detracted from my yoga, it detracted from weightlifting, it detracted from swimming, it detracted from running. It made all of my other athletic pursuits more difficult. And all of my other athletic pursuits make the jiu-jitsu better. So it was the oddball out, and it was also quite expensive. It had to be done on a schedule, special clothes, extra laundry. There's just a lot of things that went into it, and like the joy that came out of it, I couldn't justify everything else that went into it. So at least for now, I am taking a break. Okay, so we covered Byte, we covered jiu-jitsu. I'm hopefully getting my own place this week, and I'm so excited about that. I haven't had my own place in a couple of years, and nothing makes me quite so happy, particularly as having my own kitchen. So that's super exciting. I've traveled for work lately. That's been a mind-opening experience that's drawn me to look for other places in the country that I may want to live. So overall, things are really good. I'm taking a Python coding course so that I can automate a lot of the work I'm doing right now in IT. I would just love to take this mindless work that I do and automate all of it. There are side effects that come along with that, so it's not quite as easy as it sounds, but I'm working on it and I'm excited about it. I need to come up with some sort of athletic goal for the coming year, because that was one joy that the jiu-jitsu brought me, was I had athletic goals for the first time in a couple of years. So we'll see what comes out of that. But anyways, that's all the update I have. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next month.